Hey, if you're watching this, you've probably been invited onto somebody's podcast show. Congratulations. It's super fun to be on somebody's podcast. And after watching this video, I hope you're even that much more prepared to rock it and have a great time. This quick tutorial is going to teach you how to join with a booking link that your podcast host sent you using Squadcast or a similar platform like Zoom by simply taking the booking link that was sent to you either through a calendar service like Calendly. You can simply also get emailed a link and how to use that link to join the Squadcast room. Now, if you happen to have clicked on the wrong video, if you're a podcast host, I'll put a link above here for another video that is going to help the podcast host to get organized and understand how to utilize Squadcast for maximum benefit. I'm also going to throw in a couple extra tips here and there, so stay tuned, buckle up, and let's get into it. All right, so here we are in the Google Calendar, and as you can see here, I've got an invitation set up that I sent to myself and I accepted, and so this is my Squadcast link, which is super cool that it automatically goes into my calendar. I'm a big digital calendar kind of guy. If you're not, that's totally fine, but I do recommend to utilize your Google Calendar or whatever digital calendar you have, if it's the Apple Calendar or whatever it is, and take the link, whether it's emailed to you directly or whether it's in the form of a Calendly booking service. And so one of the things that you'll notice when I click on my calendar event is there's a lot of notes here and to help them get ready for the podcast show. And so I've included, who's my audience, who will the podcast guest be speaking to and addressing, or at least who they'll have in mind while we're interviewing, what type of questions I'm going to ask them. I include some podcast tips in there, which I'm going to link a video at the end of this. Like I mentioned, that'll give you a lot of those same tips just to make sure that you really have a great quality podcast as a guest. So very simply, I'm going to go ahead and click on the link that I was sent, and it's going to take me to the Squadcast green room. I'm going to set up my email. I'm going to set up my microphone, which is the Audio-Technica 2100X. It's a great, inexpensive microphone, awesome quality sound. It's a USB mic, which means that it plugs directly into your computer, which is super handy. So I also use the Audio-Technica ATH M20X. These are awesome budget headphones. I mean, for the price, I honestly like. Now I'm actually using my microphone and my headphones through my audio interface, which is called the Scarlett 2i2, which is why it says Scarlett 2i2 here. However, you don't necessarily need an audio interface if you're just going to be a podcast guest from time to time. But if that is something that you want to get serious about, I do recommend checking it out. As for camera, what I would recommend is use the best quality camera that you've got access to. I personally recommend using a DSLR camera like the Canon M50 Mark II that you see me on right here. And I've got that set up directly to my computer with a Camlink 4K, the Elgato. However, you can also use a webcam. I've got a 1080p webcam that I got for less than $100. It's pretty decent. Definitely not top of the line, but the camera that I've got is a very high quality camera, and I'm super excited to be able to offer that as a viewing experience to our listeners and viewers. And the reason why a video camera is going to be excellent for the podcast is in the case that it's a video podcast. So if it's a video podcast, it could be uploaded to YouTube, and in that case, you want to look sharp and dashing for your viewers' delight. But for you, it should be very easy. So at this point, we're simply going to click on the join session. And it takes us from the green room right into the virtual studio. I love it. Now this case just shows a map because there actually is no podcast interview. However, when it's time to do your podcast interview and you sign in and you get to this screen, it is going to go ahead and show you the podcast host that you're going to be talking to for the next however long the show is going to be. So question of the day is, are you afraid or excited to be on a podcast? Please go ahead and let us know in the comments below, and let us know why. I'm curious to know why you might be excited or why you might be afraid if there happens to be some butterflies in your stomach. I would love to know what that is and what you're excited about. So like I said, I'm gonna link a video coming right up that's gonna give you all the greatest tips on how to be an awesome, awesome, awesome podcast guest, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.